Good morning, traders. Welcome to this week's Elliott Wave Forex and Cryptocurrency Market Analysis webinar. I hope you all had a great week. We've seen some good trade setups over the week and some good market moves. So what we're going to do here, we're going to show some of the trade recaps as to how we took advantage of the market moves in the last week. We'll look at the current status of the market and what our view is in the next coming week. All right, so let's get started. Before we get started, if you'd like to contact us, check out our contact details under the description of all our videos. Look out for this short-term video. So we're just talking about that. If you look onto our website, just go to our website and click on the content calendar and just to see what we do. So high level, just to give you an idea, we've got a daily technical video. This is only for members, which we post every single day at 6 a.m. GMT. This is a sort of a chart of the day that we post for members. All right, and then we've got Mondays to Thursday. We've post a short video for everyone here, so you can see that video on our YouTube channel. So for example, you'll see pound CAD short video there. As for the rest here, so we have got our charts. All our charts are updated every single day, Mondays to Fridays at 6:30 to 8:30 GMT. We've got all the London 1 hour charts updated. Okay, so that means before we start our live trading room, which is daily also at 8 a.m. GMT, we would have already had all our charts updated. So when we look at the live trading room, we're looking for trade opportunities, where to enter the market, where to put our stop loss, and where to take profits. So basically just looking at trade setups. Then we've got live trading, live technical analysis, also Mondays to Fridays, but this is now at 10 a.m. GMT, Mondays to Fridays. So on each day, we're going to cover different pairs. So that means we've got a live technical analysis of US dollar pairs on Mondays, yen pairs on Tuesdays, as well as commodities and cryptos on Tuesdays as well. Then on Wednesdays, we'll have the cryptos as well. So you'll see the schedule there. So then we've got the New York chart updates Mondays to Fridays. You'll also see the schedule as to which charts are updated at what time. So that means we've got 2 chart updates on a day. So the London charts before the start of the London Open, as well as the New York session. So go through our contact calendar just to see what we do. So the live trading room is a live video where we're trading live with our members and looking for trade opportunities. Live technical analysis, we go through the structures of each individual pairs. Right, so that's what we're doing there. Then we've got our weekly outlook, which is on Sundays at 10 a.m. GMT. If you'd like to join these sessions live, the link is on the website. You'll find it here. You'll find it right at the bottom. Let's just have a look here where that is here. You'll find it here. It's actually under members. It should not be under members. Just look out for the weekly outlook. You'll find it under there. So join us through that link. You'll find the weekly live webinar there. So this is all free for everyone. You can use this weekly live webinar to attend our webinars live. So talking about this, our next course starts tomorrow. That is the 6th of September. We run from 18:30 GMT to about 21:30 GMT, Mondays to Fridays. So if you're not able to attend live, you can get the recording of the of the session. Okay, so that's how that works. So you can still purchase the course up until tomorrow. We've got a special that runs out tomorrow, so for a 20% discount. So after tomorrow, the discount is no longer going to be valid. So there's the countdown there, 1 day, 18 hours and 28 minutes. This has just moved to the side there, so we'll put that on properly. So the special ends tomorrow. Right, let's get started with our analysis. As I said, we're going to start with some trade recaps. Let's have a look at some of the charts that we looked at in the week. We will start with pound US dollar. Let's have a look here. Just want to look at the latest charts for this past week. Right, so this is US dollar, pound US dollar. Let's have a look at pound US dollar. Just want to get my annotation tool here. So pound US dollar, we've already had this one reversing from the blue box and has made this impulsive move. We're expecting this to have been all the move and for this to continue to the upside a couple of weeks ago. But then when it made a move here, a retest of the blue box, we expected it to go to the upside. And now we've got pound US dollar pushing to the upside as follows, right from the blue box as expected. So this is now on the 1 hour. This is where we expected it to go. We are currently here, and we're now just expecting a pullback here on pound US dollar and continuation to the upside. That is how we looked at pound US dollar. Right, so let's look at the next one. The next one was a euro US dollar. Let's have a look at the euro US dollar. So euro US dollar. So this is the chart from this week, from the past weeks, where we were looking for this one to make a continuation to the upside. But I want to show you the chart before, where we forecasted the move from here and expecting that we're going to get a reversal around this level. So let's have a look at that chart here on euro US dollar. Let's have a look at this one. So I don't have this one on Slack here. So let's just have a look at this one on the browser here. I've got that chart here. So you see the chart on euro US dollar. Not only did we forecast this to continue to the upside from here. So as it was coming down, we were looking for euro US dollar to push to the downside and make a reversal. So what has happened so far? We've already got the move to the downside. We've already got the reversal around here. So what we're going to be looking at, I'm going to show you the detailed structure of this and what we expect going forward in the next coming week. So that is how euro US dollar has played out. This is the chart after. So we've already got the move to the downside, as you've seen. We've already got the move to the upside. What is next? That's what we're going to be looking at in a short while. Right, so that is euro US dollar. Now this is euro US dollar. This is how it has played out afterwards. This is where we are currently. We'll show you this structure when we start in a short while. Right, so this is what we have here. This is now, let's have a look here. This is the DAX, the DXY. The DXY is just the inverse of euro US dollar. So let's have a look at how the DXY has played out. So you can see the chart before. I also want to show you the DXY chart before here. So the DXY chart, we were looking for this to come and reverse into the blue box and push to the downside. So before that move, we were looking for that, and then this is how we expected the DXY to play out. Let's have a look at how this one is playing out here so far. So that was the chart before. Let's see at how this is playing out after. So this is how it is playing out currently. This is the DXY now. This is our blue box. This is inch perfect onto the blue box, as I've shown in the last week. We're already coming down to this level here. So in a short while, we'll show what the next move is on the DXY as well. So inch perfect, playing out very nicely there, the DXY. Right, so let's have a look at the next one. So here we've got AUD US dollar. AUD US dollar. Let's have a look at how your AUD US dollar is playing out. So AUD US dollar, we didn't quite catch the bottom here. I'll show you why we didn't quite catch it from the bottom. But so from here where we got it, this is what it looks like here. This is still the euro. Sorry, let's just go to AUD. Let's just go to AUD. AUD US dollar before. So we're currently trading in the blue box here on AUD and looking for this to continue to the upside. We're currently here in the blue box, expecting this to make a move to the downside. We could have picked up this level here. I'll show you how we missed this one here on AUD US dollar. But in any case, we've got to trade this one to the upside from this level. Okay, so that is AUD US dollar. Next one here, we've got New Zealand. So New Zealand there was never a doubt on New Zealand because the structure on the New Zealand was very clear. We were looking for a three-way move to the downside and for this to continue to the downside. I'll show you the chart before here. So we have got our three-way structure to the downside here, and we're looking for the New Zealand to continue to push to the upside, and that is what we've been getting in the week. We've been pushing to the upside as far as the New Zealand is concerned. As you can see here, the three-way structure here, we've got that. You'll see that it's a similar structure on New Zealand yen as well. So we'll look at this one here. We've pushed to the upside. We'll be looking for a pullback. This is what I'm going to be showing you in a short while when we start with our analysis. That is New Zealand US dollar. Right, pound US dollar, similar to pound, no, rather pound yen. So pound yen is similar to pound US dollar in that it came to the blue box, pushed to the upside and made a pullback. Now with that pullback, we could still see that we are still within the blue box and we expected this one to continue pushing to the upside. And this is how pound yen is now playing out. We have got that reversal from right where the blue box was and pushing to the upside, and we are still bullish as far as pound yen is concerned. So let's have a look at the next one here. Next one is euro US dollar. We're just looking for continuation during the week. So as you can see here, we'll be looking at the detailed structure here. We're looking for this one to continue to the upside, and that's what has happened in the week on the New Zealand. We have got the continuation to the upside. We got this one coming to this level from around this level. So we're still bullish, at least short term, to around these levels before we get that pullback. That is euro yen. Okay. So next one, New Zealand yen. New Zealand yen, we've been looking at this structure for some time now. For this one to give us a complex correction here, WXY corrective structure in the Y, in the purple degree there. We're looking for this to simply be a three-wave structure and for it to reverse from the blue box here. And now we're looking for this to continue to the upside on euro, or rather on New Zealand US dollar. So that is how it's playing out. So most of this you will see when we start with the analysis. So let's so AUD yen as well, I'll show you during the analysis as well. So just how we focused that, it is still, we still have that structure on the website. So let's have a look at that now. Pound chief, we expected it to trade into the blue box. Let's make this chart a little bit bigger. Now we expected pound chief to pull back and continue into the blue box. This is where we are currently. Now we'll be expecting a pullback here. I'll give you a bit of a detailed structure here. Don't just go and sell from the blue box on pound chief. We'll show you two different scenarios that needs to, and one needs to be validated by the indicator that we use. So that's what we have here. We've got pound chief now trading into the blue box. What happens now in the blue box? So that's what we're going to be looking at in a short while on pound chief. The NASDAQ. Right now, looking at the NASDAQ, so this was the setup on the NASDAQ. I've shown this one during the weekly outlook for a while here. So we're looking for this one to continue to the upside here, right? So this is how it has played out. Let's have a look at the chart after. The NASDAQ, that is the structure. We've got this one pulling back here as expected. We are now around these levels. As you know, the indices are currently in a parabolic move to the upside. All you do with the indices is just trade them up higher as long as you keep getting continuation patterns. Now, this is Ethereum. We'll go more in detail on Ethereum during the crypto webinar. You can check out the crypto webinar immediately after this, or you can look at it on the channel if you are just watching the video. Right, so this is a three-wave structure that we expected of Ethereum and a push to the upside. We all know that now Ethereum has reached the 4,000 level again. We've tested the 4,000 level. We expect more upside on Ethereum. We'll look at that more on the crypto webinar. Let's just go back here and look at how Ethereum has played out so far. Look at that, a three-wave pullback here as expected. Even though we expected a regular flat, just give us a running flat and we are pushing to the upside. We're still expecting more upside to even about 4,500 and 5,000. We'll go into more detail on that shortly in the next video on the cryptocurrencies. Right, so let's have a look at some of the cross pairs here. So the cross pairs have been interesting, and some of the euros and the pound pairs as well, because we're picking up the bottoms there and the tops. Now look at how we picked the bottom here on New Zealand chief. Okay, so let's have a look at this one and at NZDCHF. So NZDCHF at this level, at the lower boundary of the channel, we expected this to push to the upside. We already got that move, and now we'll be looking for this one to continue pushing to the upside. Let's see how this one has played out. So from the forecast to the bottom, look at how it has played out. So this is where we were. We have pushed to the upside. This is where we are. Then we'll be looking at what we're looking at going forward in the when we start with the market analysis. So inch perfect setup there. Now this is CADCHF. CADCHF, we're looking for this one to push to the downside before pulling to the upside. So look at how we pick the bottoms here. All right, so this is a CADCHF. Look at how we pick the bottom. So we had that structure here, expecting it to come to the downside first. How did we know that it was going to reverse here and push to the upside? That's because we used the Elliott wave structure and sequence as well as the indicator to tell us the reverse, to confirm for us the reversals. Now this is, let's have a look here. This is EURAUD. EURAUD, a very interesting one. This was our chart of the week, I think 3 weeks ago. So this was posted 23 August. It was our chart of the week. So if you had gone to our website, you would have found this setup on EURAUD. Look at how we picked up the top here. We're looking for this one to come reverse here and come to the downside here. Look at what is happening now with the chart on EURAUD, inch perfect as forecasted. Regardless of what news events is happening, this is how we've got this one here right at the top, and we are now reversing. We are still bearish on EURAUD, right? So that's what we're looking at there. Let's have a look at another one. This one would be Euro New Zealand. So Euro New Zealand, we wanted to push to around the top boundary here of the channel for it to come to the downside, but instead we did not quite get to the top here. Instead we got around these levels and started reversing. So we have got this set up here as follows. So we reversed a little bit shorter than what we expected, but in any case, that's what we have here. So it just showed us that the structure is completed, and now we can start trading this to the downside. Right, so that is Euro New Zealand. Let's have a look now at Pound AUD. Just like Euro AUD, we've picked up the top here on Pound AUD right here at the top, and for this one to push to the downside. How did that play out? Look at how Pound AUD is playing out there. Let's go to it. That was the chart before. Let's look at the chart after. So this is where we are currently. We are currently making a move to the downside on Pound AUD. We expect more downside. So that's what we'll be looking at on the market. We're looking for continuation to the downside. Do not just come and sell here because we're selling bearish. We're selling Pound AUD. You need to have a clear entry here. You need to get a new setup. This was a setup on its own. For this to come here and reverse, you need to have a new setup based on the now new impulse here on Pound AUD. Very interesting structures there. So this is gold. Gold is inch perfect. Look at how we focused gold a couple of weeks back. I showed you this chart where we expected gold to flush to the downside and push to the upside. We've got a live chart setup that we all took in the live trading room here on gold. You'll see in a short while as well. I'll show you that. So this is how gold has played out. So we've got a flush to the downside. We've got a move to the upside. What's next for gold? We'll be expecting a pullback here and continuation to the upside. We also have a trade setup here on gold. Let's have a look at that trade setup on gold, showing entries and exits, and it's playing out inch perfect. Let's have a look here. This is the trade setups. This is for members only. So the gold setup was posted on the 19th of August. Took a while to play out. This is where we were. We were looking for this one to break out of this structure, and for this to get to around 1840. We've traded to about 130, 1833, just shy of the target. We are still bullish, and we expect gold to reach its target. So that's how gold has played out. We're going to be going into a bit more detail here on gold. So that's how we set the setups there for members. Let's have a look at the last one. So this was gold. It's actually the last one here on gold. So let's have a look at how the market is setting up for the next week. Let's go through it. We'll go through all of them in sequence. We'll start with the US dollar pairs. Let's go through all of them. Let's go through the US dollar pairs. Again, we're going to go to the site here just to see here. So let's have a look here. Right, let's start with Euro US dollar. Euro US dollar. In the week, we expected this to have completed its three-wave structure. This is the three-wave structure in the WXY degree here. So this is a WXY, and for this one to continue pushing to the upside. So this is where we are now currently. So we've got a pulsing move to the upside. We're expecting a pullback in three waves, and for this to continue to the upside on Euro US dollar. So expect a bit of a pullback before you see continuation to the upside on the Euro. If you look on the 1 hour chart here on the Euro, this is what we're expecting, a bit of a push to the upside, but we are eventually going to look for at least a three-wave pullback that could come back at least to the 50 to the 61% of this original move here. So expect a bit of a pullback. That's what we're looking at on the Euro. And I'm going to go straight to the DXY for our chart. Similarly, as you can see, we've traded into the blue box. This was a trade setup here. I've shown you this. So we've traded into the blue box, and we expected the DXY to continue pushing to the downside. We are currently here at this level. We're still expecting the DXY to continue lower, and the analysis here was for the DXY to have given us the 3 waves here in the WXY in red, and for this to continue to the downside. So that's what we have on the DXY. Expect continuation to the downside. But if you look at the 1 hour again on the DXY, we'll be looking for this one to pull back, just like the euro, to give us a 3-wave pullback. Push to the downside, give us a 3-wave pullback. Now with this, you can trade the DXY all the way to the downside. So expect a bit of a pullback from current levels. Right, so that was the DXY. Let's have a look at US dollar, pound US dollar. Pound US dollar, I showed you this one during trade recaps that it has reversed around this level. We are pushing to the upside. This was the chart from the 28th of August already. We are still pushing to the upside. We're currently at 38.60 on pound US dollar. Expect this one to continue pushing to the upside. Okay, so this will be a critical level because that could be a structural level. But for now, we are looking for pound US dollar to continue pushing to the upside. That is the expectation for now on pound US dollar. Let's just go to pound US dollar so you can see where it is currently at 38.35. So expect a bit of a pullback. So we've got this one looking like a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And a 5. This could be a 5 leading diagonal where we get now a 3-wave pullback and we start making another leg to the upside for the wave 3. So let's have a look here in this degree. At least the bigger degree is the yellow here, 1, 2, and we start looking for this to the upside. But I'm saying that this is the structural level. This needs to be cleared for us to confirm that this is an impulse, because otherwise, if we come down here, we can reverse here with a structure like this. It could be a corrective structure. So for now, just expect a pullback on pound US dollar. US dollar chief, let's have a look at what we forecasted here. So all these charts that you're seeing, these are charts before. So US dollar chief, we expected this one to drop to the downside and then push to the upside. But what we're getting here on US dollar chief is not a drop, but instead just this one going sideways, which is now even looking like a triangle. So with this one here, we'll be looking for this one to push a little bit lower and push to the upside on US dollar chief. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at the 4-hour chart here. So this is what we've got here. So we're expecting this one. We're now expecting this one to give us what looks like a triangle here. And if it is a triangle, that means we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And then we're going to get this structure here, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we may get a bounce here on US dollar chief and continue to the downside. If that is not a triangle, we can continue to the downside here. So what that will mean is that you've got all of this as a complete corrective structure, and that corrective structure will be a complex one as follows. That means we've already completed the structure and we're ready to get a move to the downside. As it is now, you don't have a setup for downside. So this can just continue to the downside, but that does not necessarily mean a trade setup on that one. That is US dollar chief. US dollar CAD, let's have a look here. Let's just clear this a bit here. So US dollar CAD, this is what we're looking at. We're looking for this to continue to the downside. Let's just go back one here. Okay, right, so let's just have a look here. Right, so this is US dollar CAD. So US dollar CAD, we expected this to give us a bit of a pullback and continue to the downside here, but we've only got this one giving us a setup for a continuation to the downside. So US dollar CAD is pushing to the downside. At least we need to see this level on US dollar CAD. Let's have a look at the current chart and what it looks like here on US dollar CAD. So US dollar CAD, as you can see here, so we were looking for this one to give us a bit of a run, a flat correction here. We didn't get the flat correction. This means that this is all the correction that we got here on US dollar CAD. This is continuing to the downside. We got another setup here showing that we're not going to get a bounce, and we're now continuing to the downside. Oil is strong, so it does not. It's not surprising to see that US dollar CAD is bearish. All right, Audi US dollar. So this is the one that I wanted to show you why we did not quite get this one from the bottom, but we got the others from the bottom. So this one, we expected Audi US dollar to reverse around this area. Okay, so we wanted it to reverse around this area. This is our projected blue box. Let me see if I still have it projected. We've actually yes, that is our projected blue box on AUD US dollar. We were looking for this one to reverse from current levels. So when it did not reverse from the blue box, we were not interested in it anymore. So we wanted to see it confirm a reversal. So now we've got a move to the upside here, right? So we only got it around these levels, okay? And it reversed the 1,618 common Fibonacci level number. So we are now going to look for this to push slightly higher and give us a bit of a pullback and continue to the upside, at least back to the 61% of that whole move. So let's see what we get here. Any continuation pattern here, we'll be looking to take advantage of that. New Zealand US dollar, you've seen this one. We've been talking about this one reversing from the blue box. Now, just like the DXY, this one has reversed inch perfect onto the blue box. We've got the 3 waves to the downside, 3 waves to the upside, and 3 waves to the downside. And we're now looking for this one to start continuing to the upside. And even if we look at the channel here on New Zealand US dollar, you'll see that we are just right on top of the channel. Remember, we do not trade trend lines. This is just what we call channeling, right? So we're looking for this one to continue to push to the upside. Whether this happens within the channel or after the channel, it does not really matter. All we look out for is confirmation with the indicator that the trade is going to give us another leg to the upside. That is a New Zealand US dollar, inch perfect, looking very good. Right, US dollar ZAR, this one follows, it's not listed on our site though, but it follows US dollar CAD. It is correlated to US dollar CAD. That's why you see this impulsive move to the downside. We're going to expect at least a 3-wave pullback. When the euro pulls back to the to the downside, we should be getting US dollar ZAR and US dollar CAD pulling to the upside for another leg to the downside as follows. Right, so pound yen. Let's have a look here. Again, I'm just going to show you the structures on the website on pound yen. Because let's have a look here on pound yen. Let's go to the yen pairs. So these are all the charts that members get right before the moves. Let's have a look at pound yen. Pound yen, you saw this one under trade setups. Let's go to the 4-hour. We've got this one reversing from here. We've pushed to the upside here. We're currently at 52.40 around that level. So even though we've just got a bit of a pullback here, so that is pound US dollar, we've traded as high as 52 there, as I was indicating. So we're expecting now a bit of a pullback here before we get a continuation to the upside. So that is a pound yen, and now we're looking at US dollar yen. What are we expecting with US dollar yen? We're expecting this one to give us one leg to the downside. Okay, so far it has gone up here. Even if it does give us one more up, that simply means it's making this structure. This one is a flat here and giving us this 1, 2, 3 and continue to the downside. But we are looking for this to continue to the downside. It makes sense that we expect US dollar yen to continue pushing to the downside if we're expecting euro US dollar to pull to the downside in the short term for that corrective structure. So this is US dollar yen. So, and that is the structure that we've got here. So we'll be expecting US dollar yen to give us a continuation to the downside. Just like I said, this can give us one more up before we continue to the downside, right? So that's what we have on US dollar yen. Euro yen continues to the upside. So in the week, we just expected the euro yen to continue pushing to the upside here, and we have continued to the upside. We're currently around 130.20 around that level. So that's where we are. We're now just pulling back here on euro yen. So we'll be looking for a pullback here and for this to continue to the upside. So let's just be mindful again here that there is this expanding flat structure here. Okay, we need to confirm that that's going to play out an expanding flat by looking at the structure that's going to play out here. If we get this, that means the expanding flat is going to be invalidated. So far, it is still within the guidelines. Chief yen, one of the few yen pairs that we're expecting downside here, we're looking for this one to complete this corrective structure and continue to the downside. Where does this come from? So we'll be looking for chief yen all this time to give us this structure here. This 1, 2, 3, and for this to continue to the downside. So far, we've got the impulse, we've got the correction that is a bit messy, and we'll be looking for this one to continue to the downside on chief yen. So watch out for this structure on chief yen. But as we are looking at it right now, this looks more sideways than downside. So, but we're going to look at this first. Look for chief yen to get to this level. Okay, so that level can be a structural level, and we can see another leg to the upside. Okay, eventually giving us a structure like this, eventually giving us a structure like this. Okay, so look out for both scenarios. So far, we're just going to look for this one to come down to this level with the euro pulling to the downside. No surprise that we may see the chief yen push a little bit lower. AUD yen. Let's have a look here. AUD yen. Let's look at the structures. 4 hour. Now, AUD yen, we've got a WX. Let me show that in purple so you can see the right degree. We've got WX, Y, X, Z, 11 swing sequence, and a push to the upside. We've continued to push to the upside in the week. We'll be looking for this one to give us a three-wave pullback for another leg to the upside. Simple as that. That is what we have there. All right, so that is AUD yen, continuation to the upside. Look just only for a pullback. A 4 hour setup will be a decent one to take it up to the for another leg higher. New Zealand yen, similarly, let's have a look here. New Zealand yen, we've got a 4 hour setup. This one is clear as the sky because it gave us a structure like this. 1, 2, 3. Give us one more down. The complex X correction here and a continuation to the upside here. That's what we're going to be looking at. We just pushed to the upside where we've pushed out of the structure. We'll be looking for this one to continue pushing to the upside there. So look at that WXY corrective structure in the purple degree, giving us completing that fourth wave here in the green degree. Okay, so that's what we have. The green degree is showing us 3, 4. We're going for a 5. Let's just show you the structure here in New Zealand. So that is what we have there. We're already out of that structure at around 78, looking good for upside. CAD yen, our trade of the week. If you'd gone to our website, you will have found this trade of the week. So this is what we expected of CAD yen. We had a push to the downside. We were around here last week and expecting this one to pull back here for a 3 and push to the upside. Remember, the forecast here was for a pattern and a continuation to the upside, but the pattern that we got was not the zigzag as forecasted. What we got instead was this running flat. Inch perfect, still a pattern. We're able to trade that, and this is we're expecting continuation to the upside. As it is here now, this could actually also be playing out as a diagonal. Even if it is playing out as a diagonal, the buyers will still be the same. We'll still get a pullback and continuation to the upside. That is CAD yen. Gold, you've already seen what we're expecting of gold. We've got a trade setup on gold. If we just show you here, this is the setup. It's just a few points shy of target here. We almost got to the target with the NFP on Friday. So we traded as high as 133. We're still expecting gold to hit the target. So those that are in the gold trade, the members can actually take the profit if they like to, because this trade took quite a bit of time to play out since we took it around the 23rd of August. That's when it confirmed. That is the gold setup. Expect continuation to the upside. Silver, similarly, let's have a look at the silver structure. Let's go to commodities here. Look at the silver structure. Right, silver 4 hour. That's the structure that we're expecting. 3 waves to the upside, 3 waves back, and we're expecting this one to at least make a move up to 25. So we'll be looking for silver to continue pushing to the upside here. So we're not going to get that reversal on silver. We've got the 3 waves to the upside. We've got a pullback here. We're looking for this one to push as high as 25. Continuation to the upside. Platinum, making a very interesting structure. Let's have a look at that structure on platinum, just to give you a view of what we're expecting on platinum. What we're expecting on platinum, look at the blue. We're looking at this as a W, 3 waves down, another 3 waves to the upside, 3 waves to the downside, 3 waves to the upside. And we're looking to complete the 3 waves to the downside. So all of this is making a W, X, Y, X, Z, or what we like to call an 11 string sequence. Now we are currently here with platinum. Let's have a look at this structure. Look at that structure in the ABC degree. This A, this is B, this is C. Now the B here is playing out as a triangle. That was our forecast, right? So this was a forecast. The sell chart was sent on the 2nd of September. And what we expected of platinum was that it was going to give us 1, 2, 3. Remember, the triangle is within the B and it is not the whole move, because if the triangle was this, we're going to be expecting this one to continue lower without a push to the upside. Let me just give you a scenario. If this was the triangle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we'd be expecting this to continue to the downside. And this is how people get it wrong. The triangle is not starting here. The triangle is rather starting here. So we're starting with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why we got the platinum pushing to the upside, and we are now here with platinum, and we're going to be looking for this to push to the upside. Let's have a look at the platinum structure and what I'm showing you here. Okay, so that triangle that I've shown you is this one here. This is the triangle on platinum. Okay, the triangle starts there. That is 1, that is 2, 3, 4, 5. So we focused that platinum was going to push to the upside. We've got that push to the upside. And what we're expecting of platinum is this. We started with the leg to the upside. That's A. The whole triangle is now a B. We're looking for this one to give us a C to around this level before we push to the downside. Okay, so do not worry so much about this for now. For now, you can see that platinum is going to push to the upside, and we're going to be looking for this one to get to the blue box around this level at around 1075 to see if we're going to get the last leg to the downside on platinum. Those are the commodities. Last one on the commodities is Brent crude. So Brent crude, we were seeing this one here giving us a 4-hour setup. We have pushed to the upside. We're getting another pullback. And we're going to get a deeper one. We expect a deeper one in 3 waves pretty soon on oil for this to continue to the upside. That's what we're looking for now on oil. A bit of a pullback to about 38 to 50% of the whole move and continuation to the upside. Right, so let's have a look at the pound pairs. Let's reduce here some of this chat here. Let's clean up the screen here. Let's have a look at the pound pairs. Pound pairs also, if you look at that, at the focus of what we got here. So this one, you saw this one during trade recaps. We're looking for this one to get into the blue box. You saw the detail here for this one. This one is now around 2660, right in the blue box. So we want to see if this is going to drop. Now, there are 2 scenarios here. Be mindful of this. I want you to look at this. We can have this one here. Let me just show you here on an empty one. Let me show you on an empty one so you can see here and consider these 2 possibilities. Let me show you the alternative that we don't have listed on our site. So the one here is that we've got this as a 3-wave structure. We've got this one as a 3-wave structure. We've got this one as a 3-wave structure. If this is the case, that means we've got WXY corrective structure. What is that WXY corrective structure? It is 1, it is 2, 3. It is 1, 2, 3 on the X. It is 1, 2, 3 on the Y. So that means we've got a combination of 2 zigzags, A, B, C, and this one WXY in combination. So if this is the case, that means pound chief move to the downside is done, and we're going to see this. But to see that, we need to get a corrective structure like that. Okay, so that is scenario number 1. Scenario number 2 is this one here that we've got listed here for our. So on the 4-hour, you'll see that we've got a structure like this on pound chief. We've got this one as W, X, and a Y like this. And if that is the case, then that means we've got this one as a green, ABC, ABC. If that is the ABC, that is a pullback in X. Now this is another ABC. We'll expect one more down. So we're currently in the blue box here. If this blue box shows us downside, confirmation of downside, that means we are simply going to be completing these 3 waves here. So if I just remove this and draw it the way it is, that means that ABC, even though that is not parallel, the structure that we're going to be looking at is this one to give us that last C to the downside before we push to the upside. And this will be now a complete WXY structure. So we are at a critical level here. This could be a leading diagonal. If it is a leading diagonal and we are ready for a move to the upside, that means scenario 1 will play out. Remember, you are not going to miss any of the scenario if you use the indicator, because the indicator will confirm whether we move to the upside first or whether we get one more down first. That is a pound chief. Looking very interesting. Euro pound, if we just show the Euro pound structure here, I've been showing you the structure. Let's show you the bigger one here. So we've got here on Euro pound, the 3 waves to the downside. We've got these 3 waves to the upside here as well. We've got the 3 waves to the downside here. We started with an impulsive move to the upside here. Now we're expecting this impulsive move to the upside. Okay, right, so we've got this one here. If you look at this here, we've made a pulsing move. We look like we are making a flat correction here. This flat correction should result in another leg to the upside. That's Euro pound, Euro New Zealand. You've seen this one during trade recaps where we picked the top here. Let's go to the Euro pairs. So Euro New Zealand, we wanted this one to push as far as this level, okay, but we did not get to that level. We instead reversed earlier before we got to that level. But in any case, the structure remains W, X, Y, X, and a Z, meaning that we have completed the structure and we are now ready for a move to the downside as far as the New Zealand is concerned. So what you need to do on the New Zealand is just trade it to the downside. Okay, We're trading it to the downside. The structure to the upside has completed. We are now looking for just pullbacks and continuation to the downside, and we'll be looking for this one to trade this level at least. EURAUD, similarly, you've seen this one. You've seen how we picked the top here. This was our trade of the week about 3 weeks back, where we expected this to push to the upside, picked the top here. We're coming down here. We're looking for a pullback and continuation to the downside. Just to show you the structure on EURAUD, this is the structure on the 4-hour. We have completed this SAW, X, Y, X, and the Z. Now we're looking for this one to continue to the downside. Very clear structures on the EUROPES. EURCAD. So EURCAD, we've made a pullback here as follows. We're looking for this one to continue to the downside. We've got a blue box set up on EURCAD as follows. Let's have a look here on the blue box trade setups. These are high probable trade setups. Just give you a bit of a view on that one. So this is where we expected this one to give us a move into the blue box and a continuation to the downside. We are currently here. We're going to get continuation to the downside. That is what we're looking at on EURCAD. Let's have a look at it. EURCAD, it has traded into the blue box and reversed, as you can see. This is on the 4-hour. The 3 waves here, 1, 2, 3 in the blue box. We're now pushing to the downside, not as aggressive as we would like. So we want to see another setup, possibly in the 1 hour, and for this to continue to the downside. But it's very likely that they can do this and push it to the downside, or even this, because even that will still be a 3-wave structure. So be mindful of this. Either way, you're still looking for this to continue to the downside. EUROCHF, you've seen this one at the blue box. Now, just like Pound Chief, we want to see if this is going to reverse at this level, because we now have this 3-wave structure here and we are around this level. So we want to see if we're going to get a move to the downside from current levels. Currently trading in the blue box. Let's see if we're going to get the reversal there. Right, so that is our blue box. Let's just mark that blue box here with a rectangle. Okay, so that's what we're going to be expecting on EUROCHF. The crosses. Right, AUD New Zealand, I've been saying that any push to the upside, just look for it to continue to the downside, because we're looking for the target at 1,02. Right, so this continues to the downside. This is giving us a continuation pattern to the downside. This is a 3-wave structure here, 1, 2, 3. We're looking for this one here to continue lower. AUDCAD, let's go to the crosses. Let's go to the crosses and just look at the crosses. Right, so that's AUD New Zealand, AUDCAD. We're looking for this one to continue to push to the upside. We are currently here on AUDCAD. We've reached that level. We're now looking for this to continue to the downside. Let's just have a look at AUDCAD. That's where we are now currently on the 4-hour. We wanted it to push to the upside. We're currently at this level. Do we get a reversal at current levels? Let's watch that for the next week. AUDCHF, let's have a look here. The forecast on AUDCHF is as follows. We expected this one to continue pushing to the upside here. Remember, we've got an 11 swing sequence. You saw this one during trade recaps. We want it to continue pushing to the upside. Any pullback is a continuation to the upside on AUDCHF. Right, next one is New Zealand CAD. Similarly, we want New Zealand CAD to continue pushing to the upside and pull back here. So let's have a look at New Zealand CAD. So that is the structure on New Zealand CAD, as you've seen. This one here showing us continuation to the upside here. That is the structure that you have here on New Zealand CAD. That's where we've got this one, and this one pushing to the upside. We're currently at 89. We're currently around 89. We're expecting this one to get to that level on New Zealand CAD. Right, New Zealand CHF. Let's have a look here on New Zealand CHF 4-hour. 11 swing sequence, another one of our trade on our trade recaps, expecting this to continue to the upside. We're currently around this level on New Zealand CHF. We'll be looking for this to just give us a pullback and continue to the upside. We are already out of this channel. That means that structure is done. We'll be looking for this to continue to the upside. Any pullback here for our setups, we'll look to take them to the upside. Very nice and clear correction there on New Zealand CHF. It's a simple W, X, Y, X, Z corrective structure, and now we look for upside. That's how we've been looking at that. Lastly, on the cross pairs, we're looking for this one to give us a pullback here and continue to the upside. That is a CADCHF. Let's have a look at CADCHF. It's playing out exactly as forecasted. This looks to have gone up with a motive wave. It has not given us a corrective structure as yet. It's a single move to the upside, so we'll expect this one to give us a pullback before continuation to the upside, because the structure here looks to have given us a three-wave structure here, and we're looking for more upside. So that's why we're also looking for a three-wave pullback on oil before we look at continuation to the upside. Now, the crosses, or now the indices rather, I've been saying the indices are on a parabolic move to the upside. What do you analyze there on an impulse? There's nothing to analyze. All you're seeing here, let's just show you the 4-hour setup on the S&P 500. We are only starting here within the yellow wave 3. Why am I saying we're yellow wave 3? Because we've got a yellow 1, we've got a yellow 2 here. We are looking to complete the 3, and it's still way off from being completed because we still have this one, 5 waves here in wave 1 and a pullback. Now we want to see 5 waves in the green degree. We've only just started the leg 1 up here in green, 2. We're looking for this one to complete the 4 and a 5 in the green degree before we can have the 3 and a 4. So that means the S&P 500 and the rest of the indices are still left with a with more opportunities to push to the upside. So what we do in the meantime, every time we get continuation patterns, that's what we've been doing for the last couple of weeks. Every time we get continuation patterns like this, either on the 4 or the 1 hour, you look to take to this, the trade setup to the upside. It's important to understand which 4-hour setup is good and which 1-hour setup is good for this to continue to the upside. In this case, you don't have a 4-hour setup, you've got a 1-hour setup as follows. So the 1-hour setup is showing us continuation to the upside here. So on the break of this here, we are going to see more upside. So we can get this one here and for this one to push to the upside. So that's the case on the rest of the indices here. The Dow Jones Industrial, all you want to see here is this corrective structure here, 1. You can see that this is nowhere close to being complete, 1, 2, 3. We can get this one coming down here for 1 before we push to the upside. So a bit more sideways. So you need to be clear that a corrective structure is done before you get involved. The NASDAQ, you've seen this one during trade recaps. We forecasted that this was going to give us a move to the upside. What is happening now? We've got a 3-wave pullback in the 1 hour. We've got a push to the upside. In 3, we can get this one more down here and for this to continue to the upside. Unfortunately, that is what we're looking at on the indices. You don't have any analysis on this. You're just looking for a push to the upside. 1-hour continuation patterns, they're all looking upside. Now, this is the UK 100. The UK 100 is showing us a 3 waves to the upside here. I'll be expecting this one to give us another 3 waves to the downside here as follows, another 3 waves down to the as follows, so we can get a regular flat before we push to the upside. So I expect this one to give us at least a 3-wave back here, then it's going to give us a WXY corrective structure here before we push up higher. That is the UK 100, the DAX. So the DAX, similar to the UK 100, seems to be giving us a regular flat in 3 down, 3 up. We're looking for 3 down here before a continuation to the upside. All right, now the Nikkei. I want to show you the structure on the Nikkei. I think I may have taken that one off. Let me just look for that chart on the Nikkei. Right, so this is the Nikkei chart that we've been sharing for a while now. I've been saying that there's no need to analyze anything here if the move is parabolic. So for example, if the move is upside here, all you look for is this continuation pattern, these continuation patterns. But here, this is where you do an analysis. Why do you do an analysis here? Because you are looking for this corrective structure to complete. But how do you know that it's going to complete? You need to understand its sequence. You need to understand its structure for you to then say that it is ready for another for an impulse to the upside. So how have we been looking at the Nikkei for the last couple of weeks? We've been looking to build this corrective structure. If you look at this, we have got the W in red, we've got the X in red, and we've got the Y here as follows. Okay. Or rather, so let's start with the higher degree here. We've got the WXY in the yellow degree. So the yellow W is these 3 waves here. The yellow X is this 1, 2, 3 there. And the yellow Y is these 3 waves here. That gives us a simple 3-wave structure. And for this to push to the upside when it gets to this level, that has been our focus. So If you look at this one, that's ABC, that's another ABC, just not labeled there. That's another WXY. It completes the structure. What happens when it completes the structure as forecasted here? We start getting a move to the upside. Where are we with the Nikkei? Look at how the Nikkei has played out. Inch perfect. That structure has now completed. If you look at it on the 4 hour, let's show you on the 4 hour, you'll see that exactly as forecasted, we have got that move now. Okay, so that is the move here on the Nikkei. That is the Nikkei structure. We forecasted that this one was going to give us a push to the downside, and we are now here. Now we are on an impulsive move. Again, the story continues. Look for continuation patterns to the upside. But it was critical that we get where the reversal is. You need to pick these bottoms and tops so that you can get a move to a direction that you're forecasting. Okay, so that is what we were looking for here: a move to the downside, a pullback, and a continuation to the downside. Could have even looked at this one as a simple three-way structure, and for this to push to the upside. That's how we've got the Nikkei. Look for continuation to the upside. And lastly, on the indices, again, another parabolic move. Since we've looked at this regular flat in July, August on the Nifty, this has been on a parabolic move to the upside. Every time we get this, we say, look for upside, look for upside. What are we still looking for here? We're still looking for more upside because there's no sign of reversal. Any consolidation in the 1 hour, 4 hour chart, we're looking for more upside. And that's all for this week, guys. If you like what we do, please drop us a like, comment on the videos. Also hit that bell notification button so you don't miss another video upload from us. Drop us a comment. We appreciate your views as well. And have a great week. Trade responsibly. I will see you next week. Don't forget to check out during the week our short videos. We will upload them on YouTube. Have a great day, everybody. Cheers. Bye-bye.